Did you know that the first hour after waking up might determine whether you'll reach age 90 or beyond? It sounds surprising, but it's true. Many people don't realize they're hurting their longevity every single morning, before they even finish breakfast. In this video, I'll walk you through 7 morning habits commonly found in people who regularly live into their 90s and beyond. And here's the kicker. Habit 4 takes only 30 seconds, but could potentially extend your life. These are things most doctors never talk about, yet the research is hard to ignore. Let me introduce you to Raymond. At 65, Raymond watched his friends struggle with serious health problems, heart concerns, memory decline, mobility trouble. But today, Raymond is 93, still lives on his own, drives his truck, and volunteers at his neighborhood garden several times a week. What's his secret? It's not genetics. Most of his relatives didn't make it past 75. Everything changed when Raymond learned and adopted 7 simple morning habits after attending a wellness workshop at age 65. Those tiny adjustments shifted the direction of his health completely. While many of his peers were slowing down, Raymond was getting stronger. When I asked him what made the biggest difference, he didn't hesitate. He said his morning routine was the turning point. "What I do during the first hour after waking has kept me alive," he said. Today, I'm going to share Raymond's habits with you. Are you ready to learn the morning practices that could rewrite your health story after 60? Let's begin. Habit 1. Immediate hydration. Do you know what's happening inside your body right now? If you haven't had water yet today, your blood is actually getting thicker, forcing extra strain on your heart and brain. The very first thing long-living adults do when they wake up isn't checking their phone or turning on the news. They drink water. And the timing matters more than you think. Kidney specialists and aging researchers at Harvard Medical School discovered that nighttime dehydration speeds up aging by 31%. Dr. Lauren Bishop, head of renal wellness at Harvard, says, "During sleep your body slowly dehydrates, creating what we call morning blood sludging, which makes your heart work harder and harms small vessels in your brain and kidneys. Over time, this damage adds up and speeds aging significantly." Take Margaret's experience. At 72, she struggled with constant kidney issues, low energy, and worrying memory slips. Her doctors were close to recommending dialysis, but when she started drinking 16 ounces of water immediately after waking, before even getting out of bed, her kidney numbers improved by 28% in just 2 months. "My doctor couldn't believe my test results," Margaret said. "He asked which medication I was using, and I told him, just water first thing in the morning." Here's what you should do. Starting tomorrow, place a full glass of water beside your bed tonight. When you open your eyes in the morning, before standing up, drink every drop. Not coffee, not tea, water. Room temperature works best because cold water can shock the system. Treat this like brushing your teeth, non-negotiable. Your organs need hydration immediately after hours without fluids. Don't make them wait. Can you commit to this tiny habit that may dramatically improve your heart and kidney health? The longest-lived people on Earth treat this as essential. What about you? Do you already hydrate first thing? If not, when will you begin? Tomorrow morning could be the start of a huge transformation. Habit 2. Exposure to natural morning light. Are you disrupting your body clock every morning without realizing it? If you aren't getting outdoor light within 30 minutes of waking, you're skipping one of the strongest longevity triggers ever discovered. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that sunlight exposure early in the morning boosts melatonin production later at night by 73%. Dr. Aaron Phillips, a leading expert in circadian health and aging, explains, "Morning sunlight begins a chain reaction of hormonal signals that influence everything from your sleep and metabolism to your learning and focus over the next 24 hours. Missing that morning light cue is linked to a 37% higher chance of developing neurological decline after 70. Think of Leonard's story. At 75, he struggled with lifelong insomnia. He tried prescription sleeping pills, expensive supplements, and countless remedies. Nothing helped long-term. Then his doctor told him to try something simple. Spend 10 minutes outside as soon as he woke up, no matter the weather. Within 2 weeks, Leonard was falling asleep faster and staying asleep longer. But what shocked him even more were the bonus effects. My blood pressure dropped 15 points, and my afternoon energy crash disappeared completely. Just from sitting outside with my morning coffee instead of staying indoors. Don't put this off another day. Tomorrow, make it a priority to get natural light within 30 minutes of waking. Even on cloudy days, outdoor light is far brighter than indoor lighting and delivers signals your brain depends on. If mobility is a challenge, sitting near an open window still helps. During winter or heavy storms, you can use a medical-grade light therapy lamp, but natural sunlight is always the best option. This is about much more than sleep. It's about resetting your internal clock to slow aging at the cellular level. Will you give your body this gift tomorrow morning? What's holding you back from stepping outside? Your body is waiting for this signal to work at its best. Habit 3. Gentle movement before breakfast. What you do before your first cup of coffee affects how your joints will feel at 80. Most people make the mistake of staying still until they eat, unknowingly triggering inflammation that speeds joint breakdown. Doctors at Mayo Clinic discovered that gentle movement in the morning lowers joint deterioration in older adults by up to 65%. Dr. Melissa Harding, the clinic's chief of geriatric care, says, "Our research shows that moving before eating activates autophagy, a cellular cleaning process vital for joint health. The difference in inflammation levels between seniors who move before breakfast and those who don't is remarkable." This changed everything for Nora. At 68, she was preparing for knee replacement surgery after years of painful arthritis. As a last attempt, her therapist suggested 7 minutes of gentle movement right after waking, before eating anything. 3 months later, Nora's pain had dropped so much that her surgeon canceled her procedure. "I thought I'd never be active again," she said. "Now I can play with my grandkids." It all started with those few minutes each morning. Here's your plan. Tomorrow morning, after drinking water but before coffee or breakfast, do 5 to 10 minutes of gentle movement. This isn't a workout. It's about easy, joint-friendly motion. Try circles with your ankles, knees, hips, and shoulders. Stand and gently sway. Bend forward slightly or touch your toes if comfortable. The goal is smooth, gentle movement that wakes your muscles and joints. Do you notice how stiff your body feels in the morning? That's your body sending a message. Don't ignore it. This early window activates longevity pathways that stay shut if you remain still. Will you spend a few minutes tomorrow protecting your joints for decades? Imagine moving easily at 85 or 90. The people who do aren't lucky. They're consistent. Will you join them? Habit 4. The 30-second breathing practice. This 30-second breathing habit is one of the strongest longevity tools shared by nearly all adults who live past 90. Yet most people never do it. What if your breathing during the first minute of your day sets the tone for your stress response, adding or taking away years from your life? Researchers from Blue Zones, areas where people routinely reach 100, found that older adults use specific breathing patterns that cut cellular stress by nearly half. Dr. Samuel Green, who studies aging practices in the Sardinia region, says, "We've seen major differences in inflammation and stress hormones between people who perform morning breathing and those who skip it. This simple practice activates the vagus nerve, signaling the body to shift from survival mode into longevity mode. In Sardinia's hilltop villages, where men often live into their late 90s, Jordan noticed something remarkable. Every morning, the elders would step outside and do a series of slow, rhythmic breaths. When researchers measured their heart rate variability and cortisol, they found patterns like those of much younger adults. One 96-year-old shepherd explained, "I breathe in the morning to prepare my body for the day. If I skip it, I can feel the difference by lunchtime. My energy drops and my thinking gets slower." Here's the 30-second routine that may change your health. Right after your morning water, ideally while getting some light, use the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Breathe in quietly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 7 seconds. Exhale through your mouth for 8 seconds with a soft whoosh. Repeat 3 or 4 times. That's it. That's it. Just 30 seconds that tell your body to turn on longevity responses instead of stress responses. Does it sound too simple to matter? The research says otherwise. This quick practice improves blood pressure, inflammation, and stress hormones. Will you commit 30 seconds tomorrow morning? It might be the best health investment you ever make. Are you breathing deeply right now as you watch this? Probably not. Most people breathe shallowly, using only a small portion of their lung capacity. Start changing that tomorrow morning. Habit 5. A protein and fiber-focused breakfast. Is your morning meal quietly lowering your chances of living past 90? The truth is, the typical American breakfast is speeding up the aging process, and many people don't realize the impact until the damage has already begun. Longevity nutrition experts have found breakfast patterns in long-living communities that lower inflammatory markers by as much as 53%. Dr. Melissa Harding, a senior researcher at the Center for Aging Nutrition, explains, "Your first meal creates metabolic patterns that affect everything from insulin response to microinflammation levels. Our data shows that a breakfast containing at least 25 grams of protein and 8 grams of fiber sets up the body for cellular repair instead of cellular harm." Take Martin's story as an example. At 68, he was told he was pre-diabetic with rising inflammation numbers. He wasn't overweight, yet his doctor warned he could develop full diabetes within 2 years. Instead of starting medication immediately, Martin worked with a nutrition expert to completely overhaul his breakfast. He replaced his usual toast and coffee routine with a protein and fiber-rich morning meal. 6 months later, every blood marker had returned to normal. "Breakfast was the only thing I changed," Martin said. "My doctor was stunned that one meal could reverse the direction things were heading." Here's your breakfast blueprint for longevity. Start with a quality protein source, eggs, Greek yogurt, or a plant-based protein if that's your preference. Add fiber-rich choices like berries, oats, chia seeds, or vegetables. Include a healthy fat such as nuts, avocado, or olive oil. Avoid all refined carbohydrates before 10 a.m. They cause insulin spikes that speed up aging. Can you make this switch tomorrow morning? The best part is that it doesn't require extra time. You're already eating breakfast. You're simply choosing foods that activate longevity pathways instead of inflammatory ones. Is keeping your current routine worth risking your health in your 70s and beyond? Start the change tomorrow and notice the difference within days. What will you have for breakfast tomorrow? This single choice may look small, but it compounds into powerful long-term results. Habit 6. Morning social connection. There's a morning routine more powerful for extending your life than any supplement: meaningful human interaction. Most people don't realize that isolation impacts the body as strongly as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And the timing of your daily connection matters almost as much as the connection itself. An 80-year landmark Harvard study found that morning social interactions increase longevity even more than exercising or quitting smoking. Dr. Aaron Blake, who led the latest research phase, said, "Participants who had meaningful social contact before 10 a.m. had a 29% lower all-cause mortality rate. Early day connection appears to set neurotransmitter patterns that support cardiovascular and immune health throughout the day." During her research in the long-living communities of Okinawa, Japan, Laura observed something remarkable. Every morning, neighbors gathered briefly before starting their day, sometimes just for 5 minutes. One 97-year-old woman told her, "If I don't talk to someone in the morning, my whole day feels off. We check on each other every day. It's part of why we live so long." When researchers compared her inflammation levels to seniors who lived alone, the results were dramatic, like comparing someone decades younger with someone far older. Try these 3 ways to build this life-extending habit starting tomorrow. First, make a short morning call to a loved one. Even 3 minutes works. Second, if you live with others, turn your morning passing-by moments into real check-ins. Third, if you live alone, consider a regular morning meetup with a neighbor or friend, even once a week. If none of these are possible, even a friendly exchange with a barista or store clerk provides some of the same biological benefits. Make morning connection as non-negotiable as brushing your teeth. Will you choose to prioritize it tomorrow? Your body truly depends on it. No supplement or workout routine can replace this signal. Who will you connect with tomorrow morning? Your body is waiting for this essential boost. Habit 7. Directed gratitude practice. There's one mental habit that nearly every thriving 90-year-old practices each morning: intentional gratitude. But not the vague, "be thankful" guidance you often hear. There's a specific way to practice gratitude that activates longevity pathways in both the brain and the body. Neuroscientists at Yale discovered that morning gratitude physically reshapes the aging brain and lowers cortisol levels by 23%. Dr. Emily Carpenter, a neuroplasticity expert focused on aging adults, explains, "We see clear brain scan changes when older adults consistently practice directed gratitude in the morning. Activity in the prefrontal cortex, the center for decision-making and emotional regulation, begins to resemble that of much younger adults. But timing is crucial. The effect is significantly stronger within the first hour after waking." Linda's story shows how powerful this can be. At 74, she struggled with hypertension that wasn't responding well to medication. Her cardiologist grew increasingly concerned. After learning about gratitude research, Linda began a simple morning gratitude routine focused specifically on her body. Within 3 months, her blood pressure stabilized and her heart rate variability improved by 31%. "My doctor asked what medication I switched to," Linda recalled. "When I said it was just a morning mindset practice, he didn't believe it until he saw the consistent results." Here's the 2-minute practice that changed her health. After finishing your breathing exercise, place one hand over your heart. Name 3 specific parts of your body you're grateful for and explain why. For example, "I'm grateful for my eyes that let me see the people I love. I'm grateful for my legs that still carry me each day. I'm grateful for my heart that has supported me all these years." The power lies in the details and in directing your gratitude toward your physical body. This isn't wishful thinking. It triggers measurable changes in nervous system function, affecting inflammation, immune strength, and emotional stability. Will you try this 2-minute practice tomorrow? It's free, simple, and could genuinely extend your life. Have you thanked your body today? Or are you focusing only on what's wrong? Your mindset literally reshapes your biology. Now you know all 7 morning habits that can transform your health after 60 and significantly improve your odds of thriving into your 90s with energy and clarity. You don't need to be perfect. Even adding 3 of these habits can meaningfully shift your health path. Remember Harold? He began with just 2 habits and gradually added the rest. The key is starting tomorrow, not waiting for a perfect time that never comes. Your morning routine sets your body's direction for rejuvenation or for faster aging. Which direction will you choose? These habits aren't luxuries. They're essential practices for anyone hoping to reach their 90s, not just alive, but vibrant. Which of these 7 habits will you begin tomorrow? Your future self is depending on the choice you make right now. If this helped you, hit the like button and subscribe for more powerful health insights that most people over 60 never hear about. Which of these habits are you already practicing? Share in the comments below and send this video to someone you care about. It just might add years to their life.